All right, start it though. Battery died, but yeah, when the famine kick in, um, shit, y'all gonna turn against each other anyway. Yeah, famine means a lack of food. When you got a lack of food, man, so that means people gonna be out to out to searching for food. Scriptures say the famine gonna get so bad that motherfuckers gonna start eating each other. Yeah, so that just because y'all coming back together, it don't mean everything gonna be peaches and cream. And then you got riots and stuff that's supposed to happen anyway. So uh, even if y'all do stop the violence to a certain degree, it's gonna eventually kick right back off because that's Bible prophecy, man. You know. Let me get that. Yes, it's Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Iniquity is sin upon sin. Who are iniquitous? Jacob iniquitous. They in all these gangs. They in the Masonic orders. They practice the rituals. They in various sects of Christianity and Islam. That's iniquity according to the scriptures, because that's against the Bible. The Bible gave us laws, statutes, and commandments that we are to adhere to, which includes not condemning church. So yeah, Jacob and iniquitous, and they gonna turn against each other sooner or later. That peace and bring the hood back together is null and void. Who else trying to do that shit? Lil Durk father trying to do that as well. The rapper Lil Durk, his father trying to do that shit. It's not finna work, man. Or it's only gonna work for a time. But then you got this precept, this prophecy coming to pass. It's Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. The Egyptians are you people. You people have taken after the Egyptian customs with your belief sets, your birthdays, your holidays. These gods and things that y'all worship on these days go back to ancient Egypt. The names just changed over time. Then you got the pyramid on your dollar, the obelisk in Washington, amongst many other things. The nation of Israel left out of Egypt, according to the prophecy, and then were brought back into Egypt by way of slave ships. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. Man. This is the modern day Egypt. It says, "Now I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians." So the people is going to be people versus people. See, it's not going to be like only a race war. The reason why we say race war because the tensions between the black man and the white man, or the so-called Mexican man and Latin tribes. And I just seen some stuff on Native American Indians just a couple of days ago, and these white people, and these Edomites. The Native American was basically cursing the Edomites out for being on his land. Yep, strong Native American brother too, strong young brother too. It was three Edomites. Like here, tear their ass limb from limb. Body built like he was athletic and shit. I say, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm waiting on. For Gad to stand up. It says that troops he shall overcome at the end. A troop overtook him, but he shall overcome at the end. And Gad name means troop. Yeah, this is Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor. See? Everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor. You're going to be fighting your own brothers. You're going to be fighting your own brothers for survival. You're going to be fighting your own brothers for survival, for food, resources. Negroes don't have jobs. They don't go to the suburbs where the white folks do have. Well, Negroes are in poverty and don't have jobs. They're going to go to the suburbs where the Edomites are rich, millionaires, 100,000 millionaires. They got all this wealth and substance, and they're going to go and run in their house and spoil their goods, like the scriptures say. It says, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. One city versus one city, kingdom against kingdom is the battle of Armageddon. You see that happening already. Pretty soon, Chicago gonna be against the cities that's its surrounding cities. Just to give an example, Kenosha gonna be against their surrounding cities. Kenosha is what, probably 15 minutes away from Racine, Wisconsin. And Racine, Wisconsin is a lot tougher than Kenosha. Kenosha is a lot more peaceful, less poverty looking. And then on the other side of Kenosha, you got in Illinois is Zion. So we're gonna see how the Lord play it out. But them and Zion only like 15 minutes away from Kenosha as well. Yep. They going people might try to hold this city, form militias to hold this city, to keep Racine out, to keep Zion out. While Keegan can invade Zion, or Zion gonna invade Waukegan, just to give examples. But that's how it's gonna be. People gonna be trying to come from one city to get into the next city because their city is lacking resources, and they're gonna be coming in groups, militias, trying to come into this city. But you have people trying to stand and fight to hold the city. That's what you got to expect. That's why that peace and love shit that y'all got going on is a waste of time. The only people that you can be peaceful and have show that brotherly love to is the elect of Israel, the chosen, the brothers, because we abide by the law, statutes, and commandments. We don't abide by gang culture and gang literature and things of that nature. Gang literature was written by men, and all the men that written gang literature are either dead or in jail. They didn't have no long, successful life, you know. So it's a waste of time. Jake picking up though, because I'm hearing them say certain things that we say from watching our videos. A lot of Jake's waking up to that fact that young men, gangs were created by young men, 13, 14. When I used to live in Chicago, we were 14 when we created our own gang or our own set. We was part of various gangs, but created our own set. And everybody else that was around us was doing the same shit. We had our own principles, our own handshake. Same thing with Larry Hoover now. I think, how old was Larry Hoover? 19? 16, between 16 and 19, something like that. I kind of forgot. But they were all young when they created them gangs. And you know what you were doing, you were young. Wasn't smart at all. No life experience, nothing. But that they end up governing tens of thousands of people. Hell no. Hell no. That's going into idol worship, your own tenets and things of that nature. Lord ain't with none of that dumbass shit. That's why he gonna set y'all against each other. Because that's idol worship. The second Ezra, chapter 15. Verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people, this is the point, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right. Everybody gonna be fighting everybody in that day. You're gonna have certain people that's gonna be with each other on a small scale, or some it might be a large scale, but the vast majority of the people gonna be fighting each other, man. And you didn't try to link up with all these different guys talking about unity. Now they know where you live, your weaknesses, everything, and they're gonna use it against you. But people are desperate. They all that shit they know about you, they use it right against you. Yeah. You'd have thought that they were the fucking devil themselves. It says, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. They're gonna have weaponry to kill each other off with. For there shall be sedition among men, uprising against the government, and invading one another. People are going to be invading each other's houses. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. They're not going to regard the President Trump. They're not going to regard none of the senators. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Whatever they want to do to you in that day, they're going to be able to do it to you in that day because it's Bible prophecy.